It was race day, and everyone gathered to see the race, including the past losers from last year's race. But this year, everyone had a favorite, I'm Not Afraid. You see, little I'm Not Afraid had watched his father lose in last year's race and saw how devastating that had been. But today, the champ, Procrastination, was going down. Procrastination's record was so flawless that the race was named after him. Who can defeat Procrastination Day? He was undefeated, and his arrogant attitude was so cocky that he'd often brag that he would never be defeated. As the runners neared the track, Mr. and Mrs. I Tried My Best took a moment to encourage their son not to let the pressure get to him. You can do this, son, said Mr. I Tried My Best, who ran in last year's race but was destroyed by procrastination. It's all on you, said his father. Don't let the noise and the distractions get to you, son, said Mrs. I Tried My Best. She hugged him with a warm embrace like any mother would who was sending her son off to war. The runners began moving toward their individual blocks for the warm-up. The race was scheduled for 1 o'clock. Last year, several of the runners were late because of, you got it, procrastination. One of those runners was I Got Plenty of Time. He left home thinking he would have plenty of time to get to the race, and while on his way to the race, there was a traffic backup. When he finally got to the race, he had no time to warm up. He was forced to jump right in the race, and you guessed it, he lost the race. And then there was I'm Doing My Own Thing, who, when he should have been practicing, he spent his time watching TV and listening to music during the training year. He too, like the others, stood no chance when the actual race came. As the line judges prepared their marks and the crowd got silent, then the man with the gun shouted, "Runners, on your marks!" And the runners positioned themselves. And then the starting judge shouted, "On your mark, get set, pow!" And the gun went off, and off they went. As everyone expected, it quickly became a two-man race. The champ, Procrastination, and the contender, I'm Not Afraid. As the two runners neared the end of the race, seeing that his chances were quickly fading, Procrastination looks over at I'm Not Afraid and said, "Hey, boy, aren't you scared?" "No, sir," replied I'm Not Afraid. "Why?" said Procrastination. "Because I have the magic potion, the trick, the answer to what it takes to defeat you," said I'm Not Afraid. "Oh, yeah? What would that be?" said Procrastination. As I'm Not Afraid crossed the finish line in first place, he looked back at Procrastination and said, "Not to be afraid. That's the one thing that can defeat procrastination." The end.